Yay! Welcome back to Sam's channel. Myself and Sam haven't done a video for a long time, so we are back with a vengeance. My name's Veena V. Sam will link my channel below this. I do lots of social media tips over there, also about confidence building. And Sam, of course, here does all your marketing tips, website building, SEO. And today we're going to talk about balancing business and life.
Yes.
Hopefully that was an okay intro. I'll pass it over to Sam just in case he wants to add anything in to this.
Fantastic. Thank you, Veena. I appreciate the intro, the energy that you bring to the channel. Like you said, it's been a while since we've done loads of videos together, but not in person because a mixture of COVID and the topic of today, life, we haven't been able to do a video. But yeah, like, I guess I'm going to just pose the question to you, I guess, first, which is, how have you managed to balance life with the business that you run? Like, what's been some of the major things that you've done right, you think?
I would say actually having a laser focus on what it is you want to do, because there are so many opportunities that come our way. There's so many ideas. If you're like me and Sam, I literally think of a new idea every day. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to open this bar. Oh my God, I'm going to create a new airline or whatever it is. But it's actually been like, right, what can I realistically do now? What is my passion? What makes me happy? What makes me fulfilled? Because we can have all these ideas, and it's great in the moment. It's so amazing to be excited. But realistically, how long can you carry that on for? So example, one of my latest ventures is a not-for-profit, and it's an alternative education. Now, I think a lot of people at the time when I came up with this idea were quite worried. They're like, Veena, like, are you going to want to do this forever?
Yeah.
Because my son's currently out of school, and obviously, hopefully he'll go back at some point. But I feel so passionate about children not being in school because it's a right here in the UK. I think I know for at least the next kind of maybe 8 years, I will be passionate. I don't know why I said 8 years, but it probably will be longer. But I know this is a long-term thing.
Yeah.
So I just think having that really laser focus on a few, and when you're an entrepreneur and you run a business and you're creative, it's actually picking out those ideas and really going all in on them. Because if you're stopping and starting, you're never going to get anywhere. So actually it's having those, choosing a few of them and then going with them. And I think that's what I've done really well and then just having a book. I've got a notebook and it's called Future Ideas. So anytime I have an idea, I pop it in there and it's there for, another time if I want to explore it.
I feel like when it comes to like work or business in particular and life, because it's essentially work or what someone does as a job can be considered life stuff as well if they're running a business or planning to have like a side hustle and they want to get out of their business. So they want to get out of their job and run their business full time. How would you describe like your relationship with perfectionism? Would you consider yourself a perfectionist, or are you someone who just kind of wants to get out there?
So perfection and being perfect is an illusion. And as soon as you understand that, and that everyone's levels of what is perfect is different, it's a subjective, isn't it? So my biggest advice for everyone, including myself, is just get it out there.
Yeah.
Because you could have the perfect, and this is why before I was like, planning. I was like, actually, no.
Yeah.
Well,
Don't over-plan.
Let's take that back.
Yeah.
Because you could have the perfect plan, but if you never execute on your ideas, you're never going to know what works. So I could have, again, going back to this alternative education, Oxford Creators, I could have this all step by step what I'm going to do, but if I don't go out there and do it, you're never going to know what's going to work and what's not. So I just think it's about thinking of that idea, thinking about, again, being laser focused on what you want to do and get out there and doing it.
So how do you get the balance? I know I'm asking a lot of questions here. I'm
learning too. I thought this was supposed to be a collab.
Yeah, I'm learning too. I'm learning stuff. But like, because I guess there's a there's surely a sweet spot between like perfectionism and just getting it out there. Like, how do you, because with me, I know that like I'm probably the furthest thing from a perfectionist. Right. I'm a person who like just wants to get it done.
Yeah.
And I don't care about getting it perfect. Like even this video, it doesn't have to be perfect, but if it's like, for me, if done is better than perfect. So as long as we get it done, we can edit it how we want to and make it, add the bells and whistles and stuff.
I can contest to this, because it was me that was going, Sam, like, we need to be a bit closer to the camera, and Sam just like, yeah, let's just record. I'm like, Sam, this isn't right. We need to.
But even like, I saw a really famous YouTuber, FouseyTube.
Yeah.
We just so happened to be at the airport at the same time.
Oh.
And obviously he's got millions of followers, and he was like, we were both queuing in the same line, and he was right in front of me. And he literally just took his camera out and he posted a vlog, and he was just like, yeah guys, I'm in this line, like whatever it was. And it was just so simple. Like, he wasn't worried about his hair. He didn't fix his hair. He didn't like make notes about what he was going to say, or like, he just took the camera out and posted. And this is someone with millions of followers. And I think sometimes we overcomplicate the content, and we don't get it out, kind of thing.
Yeah, we were talking about this, weren't we, today, actually? So Sam's come up here to good old Oxfordshire, and we were talking about this, weren't we, that you've got to keep things simple as well. And actually, people like it when we're being ourselves. This doesn't have to be overly polished, and like, I probably could have brushed my hair a bit more. I could have put a bit more makeup, but Sam would have just been sat here like, come on, we need to hurry up. But it's and it's that thing, before we were talking about live video, before, as in, I always think you guys are with us. I was like, yeah, before we were talking about live videos, this is why people love live videos. Yeah. Because you just press a button and you're just talking.
Yeah.
There's no editing. If someone runs in the room, like, and people like the rawness. Rather than the perfection. When something is so perfect, I think now people are switching off from that. And they're just like, it's because you can't connect to it and you can't relate to it, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I think like the authenticity in I mean, this is coming away from the topic slightly, but when it comes to like creating content for your business, how authentic can you be?
Yeah.
For like, we resonate with people, we subscribe to people, we follow people, we invest in people's businesses that we feel like we can relate to, kind of thing. So flipping the question around now, what things have you done wrong, or do you feel like where you didn't get the balance right in terms of like balancing life and work?
So I think this is a big one for entrepreneurs, creative people, if you're running a YouTube channel, whatever it is I don't think we have proper balance, because and there's a quote, isn't there? They say so many, you quit a 9 to 5, you'd go from doing 30 weeks to doing 70 as an entrepreneur. And it's so true, because I was saying to Sam, like, when he leaves my house later, like, I will probably go on my computer and do a bit of work. Tomorrow, I will probably do a few hours of work. It's the weekend. I'll do a few hours of work before I see my parents. And it's that thing of, we're constant, like, when do we take a proper day off?
Yeah.
So some people might have a Monday to Friday, 9 till 5, and they've got a weekend. But I think when you're an entrepreneur, it's like there's no... And this is probably, my own fault, really. I could say, it's Saturday, I'm just not going to do any work today. But that's one of the things I need to get better at. And actually, Sam inspired me, because sometimes Sam will just take a few weeks off.
Yeah.
He just like, I'm taking... I think even once last year, I was like, oh, let's book in a Zoom. And he's like, no, I'm off.
Yeah.
No, sorry.
But
December. That's really good, because... you are trying to have that balance then, aren't you? And I need to do that, where I'm like, no, I'm taking first 2 weeks of May off. That's it. I'm going to put in... I've never in my life put an autoresponder on my emails. Never.
Oh, wow.
So I need to do that, because I'm not doing that at the moment.
Yeah, I think like that was me a few years ago. I made the conscious decision to take every December off.
See, that's
So I don't work Decembers anymore. And I've done that.
So if Sam doesn't get back to you, you know
in December,
why.
Yeah, you know why. My autoresponder will be on in December. But I done that purposely because of work-life balance. Because like being an entrepreneur, like you said, you never really switch off. Yeah. You're always on. So I needed a time where I didn't check my emails. And because I know it's in December, every December, I can make advanced like provisions for that month. So even like, for example, I signed a contract this week with a company and they wanted me to sign for like the next few months. And I was like, okay, yeah, they said December. And I was like, yeah, I don't work in December. So they pushed it to January. So even just small things like that, knowing in my mind when I'm going to take my breaks, I can work around it. So I know that like December won't come and then, you know, all of a sudden I've got loads of work to do. Like I've already pushed the work to different months and stuff like that.
And that's a really good way to do it, because you're, in a way, it's like you're putting your own deadlines on things.
Yeah.
So if you do have a project or you want to, you know, be consistent with your YouTube channel, you know, I've got to get this done in November, like before December.
Yeah, exactly.
December is like, no, you're going to relax, you're going to do self-development, spend time with your friends and family. It's, I think that's a brilliant thing to do. And if you're maybe a newer entrepreneur and you're like, mate, I can't take a whole month off. Start small. And I think the word is discipline. It's have a Friday or a Saturday to yourself.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I come at it as well with like being a single mum. It is so hard to do that. However, I can find the time somewhere, even if it's 3 hours where I'm going to be like, right, these 3 hours on a Friday, I'm not going to check my phone, I'm not going to check my emails, I'm actually just going to have time for myself. I believe all of us can do it, and I know it's difficult if you have multiple children and you're doing more, but I think we all need to have that responsibility to ourselves.
Yeah. And I think as well, like, it's about being really disciplined with yourself, because I think we've spoken from the perspective of making sure we take breaks. But then there's the flip side of what if someone's not working hard enough and they just focus way too much on life and they're not giving the time and attention to their business. What advice do you have for that? Because I know, like with me, a lot of friends that I have, they see what I'm doing and they're like, oh, I really want to make passive income or start a YouTube channel or do this or do that, but like I know that they don't have the desire to work hard enough to get there. This
drives me literally mad. How many people do I know that have said, I want to do a podcast, I want to do a YouTube channel, and I'm like, okay, well, go and do it. Yeah. And they still, 5 years on, bless them, they still haven't done it yet. And my biggest tip for that is you've got to schedule in the time. I put my hand up, by the way. Sam is probably sick of me saying this right now. I probably knows what I'm going to say. For so long now, I've been like, I need to create my bundles for I'm a hypnotherapist for my therapy business. Why have I not done it yet? It's because I haven't written in, I've got a paper diary. I haven't written like, right, on Tuesday for the whole day, I'm going to create my bundles. And it's the same for people who keep saying they want to do something. It's because they're not scheduling the time in. If you don't schedule the time in, unfortunately, like God forbid me and Sam do a video in 2023. And I'm like, I need to do my bundles. You know, it's, again, you said it's about having focus, having the discipline. Because when you're an entrepreneur, you don't have... This is why I haven't done it yet, because I've got no one saying to me, why have you not done it? Nobody cares, because no one knows what's going on in my business.
There's no boss.
You know? I did ask Sam before, if I haven't done this, don't talk to me, but he's continued talking to me.
I mean, well, I'm not going to talk to her after the content's been made. But I think also it's about being realistic about it as well. So I know for me, for example, I can set myself a to-do list or a task or even put it in the diary, but it's not realistic enough. Like I want to do this and then that and then that. And then putting too much in the diary or putting too much of expectation can sometimes like negatively impact your mental health sometimes as well, because then you feel like you're not doing enough.
I'm so glad you said that, because I used to do that. I used to literally be like, write 10 things down. I'm getting that done today.
Yeah.
And then I'd just tick one thing off. I thought, what? I've only done one thing. Not because I was being lazy, it's because it just took me more time to do something. So now what I do is I do like time blocking, and I will do maybe write only 2 or 3 things down for the day, and that is it. So I will write, it might be like 10 till 12, a Zoom call with whoever it is, and then it might be 1 till 3 is I don't know, plan a YouTube video. It's really, and if someone wants to see it, they're like, oh, that's quite simple, but those things can take time, and I'm not putting immense pressure on myself then, and I'm not rushing, and then you actually feel accomplished. I'm like, oh my god, I had 2 things on my to-do list, and I did them really well, and I can move on to the next thing tomorrow. So I think that's really, and that works for me, having the kind of time, so I know what I've got to do. Another thing, because I do multiple things, and I don't know if you do this as well, Sam, is I have different days for different things. So on a Monday, it might just be YouTube planning, as an example. On Tuesday, it might be, that's when I see my therapy clients. On Wednesday, it's, this is my ideal scenario, because right now my son isn't in school, so it's actually homeschooling him. But when he wasn't, and I've got to do that now, actually. I realistically have 2 days a week now to get all my work done, so I have to make sure I'm using my time wisely. As well.
And I think that's a key as well. Is sometimes it's difficult. It's about knowing yourself as well. So it's difficult for me personally to like focus on YouTube stuff, and then straight after like do like a focus on like a LinkedIn course or something like that. Like it's like my brain has been so focused on one thing, and then the quick change. So even like breaking up your day, even if you have to do more than one thing, like saying, okay, I'm going to work for 2 hours, then I'm going to go for a swim or a walk or something, and then come back to it. So like breaking your day up, having some breaks, doing something like different, and then coming back to work and doing something different or something like that can kind of really help with productivity. And I think one of the biggest tips to like balancing work and life and being a successful entrepreneur is subscribing to myself and to Veena V. I think that's the best advice.
What is it? What's the best advice?
I think that's like the best advice. So for me, you can get all of the marketing tips. And from Veena, you can get a lot of social media tips, as well as therapy,
alternative education, all of that good stuff. So that's the real key here. That's the lesson. That's the one takeaway from this video, is to do that. But no, I think this is a really great topic. To talk about, and we've covered actually quite good.
We've covered quite a lot. I think maybe we can do a follow-up to this on like imposter syndrome. I think that would be a really good video. So make sure you subscribe to both of our channels, because I don't know what channel that's gonna go on when we do that video. So you need to subscribe to both. Click the bell notification button as well. Veena, where can my subscribers find you?
So if you just type in Veena V to Google or YouTube, so VEENAV, or my YouTube channel, youtube.com/official Veena V, and I've got like lots of videos of Sam on there. We do a lot of and actually, you've watched this amazing video, come over to my channel, and we're gonna be talking about social media.
Yes, and I'm going to leave a link to that video in the description. So as soon as this video is finished, make sure you click over, go and watch that video. I'll leave Veena's links in the description down below as well. Make sure you watch some of our other collaborations, and I look forward to seeing you in that video in a couple of seconds. Thank you.
Run! Go watch.
Make sure you go and watch it now. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon.